The Hollywood heists known as the Bling Ring are back on Netflix for a new documentary series, so let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services just like Netflix. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more up and coming content. Based on the Bling Ring robberies that took place in LA rich suburbs between 2008 and 2009, three-part documentary with access to the gang that perpetrated the heist. So this has a lot of interviews from people that were victims of these robberies and people that were involved, like Nick Prugo and Alexis Nyers. They shared their stories about what had happened and how they robbed several celebrity homes. And it dives a little bit deeper into that of why they decided to do it, what initially started it, and then eventually them reacting to the movie, The Bling Ring with Emma Watson, and then also the court case as well. This is a three-part documentary series, and each episode runs between like 45 to 55 minutes long. The first episode is the one that I struggled to get through because it was a lot of their childhood and they wanted fame and then they wanted to have a reality TV show. A lot of that I just did not care for. I wanted to see more of the thought process of them robbing these homes and then them going through with it, and then the court case and everything that led with and everything that followed that. The first episode I just didn't really care much for. It was just a lot of I grew up this way, so that means I have to rob people's homes, and it was just a lot of the people involved trying to get sympathy for what had happened, and it just did not work for me. That first episode just had a lot of footage from when they were younger and their upbringings, and then it had realtors and designers as well, kind of talking about the locations of the homes and everything that was stolen. It's a lot of just like a setup and a lot of unnecessary things in here to fill in 3 episodes. But once we get into that second and third episode, that's when it really starts to dive deep into the actual robberies and the film, The Bling Ring, and the reaction to it in the court case and everything, and Nick Prugo trying to get immunity and rat everybody out. It is interesting to see their side of the story and how they felt about the robberies and how they planned it out and then acted on it, and seeing how they were sharing their feelings, and it's a chance for them to just kind of be open on screen and not having to deal with anything since all of the court case is over now. They can just kind of share everything that had happened, and they just go all in with everything that they did. And it turns out to be a lot of he said this, she said that, I don't believe this happened, I actually didn't do this, that person's lying. It's just back and forth. They're not together in the same room, but when we have interviews with Alexis Nyers and Nick Prugo and they're sharing different stories, it's kind of hard to figure out who's right and who's wrong in that situation, as both of them are saying that the other person did that and then that person's lying. It's kind of just back and forth, and kind of got old a little bit and a little bit repetitive how back and forth these people were. But that's just the story behind it all, and it's kind of hard to figure out who to believe in, mostly that second episode. But it is interesting to see how they kind of planned it all out, and how invested they were within it, between Orlando Bloom and Paris Hilton and other big celebrities, and then how the celebrities reacted to it. But it dives a little bit deeper than just those robberies, and a lot of them had drug addictions and they loved to party. By robbing these homes, it was funding their drug addictions and their partying days. And seeing them now talk about it and regret it, there's a lot of emotion behind that and a lot of personal scenes to it. Though on the other hand, a lot of the narration feels absolutely fake, especially coming from Alexis' side, as she is kind of talking about certain things. They have scenes going over her dialogue. It feels incredibly fake, and a lot of the conversations just feel like they are scripted and fake. And some of them were in reality TV shows, so maybe that's what they're used to. But I couldn't get past the fact that it felt very scripted, and a lot of it just did not feel natural, despite some personal conversations that they are having. It just felt incredibly fake. I think that the series did a good job of reenacting certain scenes and certain conversations and certain interactions between people as they were breaking into people's homes. I thought they did a nice job of trying to recapture that with a flashy style of not exactly like the same thing. They did it in a flashy, entertaining way to kind of get the gist of what had happened. But these 3 episodes were rocky at times. At times, I was really invested in the conversations and them planning it all out and how they felt about it. And the adrenaline was pumping, especially coming from Nick, and he had like a bulk of the time. But once we got past all of that, and then to the 3rd episode with the court cases and their reaction to the Bling Ring, and how they just didn't agree with the Bling Ring film and they should have different people. It's fun to see their reaction to it all. Some interviews were very strong with people that were involved with it and people that were the victims, and then other interviews felt completely unnecessary. If it's a designer or if it's a realtor, some of them just felt like they were just there to add to the flashy moments of the series, and they felt incredibly unnecessary within mostly that 1st episode. So it started off rough, ended pretty good. Overall, it was a decent watch. I got some new information from it. I did see the Bling Ring film. Really didn't care for it. I know of this case. I've heard it before. But it is interesting to see their side of it. Even if it's a he said, she said kind of situation, it's interesting to see how they reacted to it and the more personal, emotional moments, despite some of it feeling incredibly fake. So if you are into Netflix documentaries, I would recommend checking it out. It does start a little bit rough, but ends up being a pretty good series. So before I give you my score for the Real Bling Ring Hollywood Heist on Netflix, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button and get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give this documentary a C+. Thank you guys for checking my review for the new documentary focused on the Bling Ring. Have you guys seen it by chance? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.